ski mountains make man-made snow. On top of the already high amount of carbon in our atmosphere, making snow just adds to the problem. I spend most of my winters at Bromley Mountain. Annually, Bromley uses just under 2.3 million kilowatt hours of electricity. That's over 300 times the household average in Vermont annually. Bromley is working towards using the most efficient snow guns possible. The snow guns that Bromley used to use the same amount of electricity that 5 of the new ones do, which just shows the effort that's being put in by the ski industry to create to create the snow that we need to ski on, but limit the effects it has on the environment. Even though the amount of electricity to make snow is still incredibly high, they're making efforts to lessen their impacts by transforming to high-efficiency machinery, but we still have a long journey ahead of us. As I'm sure you all know, the consumption of fossil fuels and therefore the emissions of carbon dioxide are the leading cause of climate change. That is why I believe that we as a state, as a nation, and as a planet need to stop using fossil fuels and transition to renewable forms of energy. Now is the perfect time to start our transition. The cost of renewable energy is at an all-time low. According to the Solar Energy Industries Association, in the last 5 years, the cost of solar in Vermont has fallen 64%. Vermont is also the third highest per capita in solar jobs, creating 400 new jobs just last year. Burlington is also one of 6 cities in the United States to be run off 100% renewable energy. Also in Vermont, we have 4 wind farms, and several others that are planned. Vermont also has a comprehensive energy plan, which states that by 2050, 90% of our state's energy will be run off renewable sources. As a state, we know the direction that we need to go, but passing this plan won't be the hardest part. It's the work that must be done now and into the future. When 2050 rolls around, it won't be the men and women that work in the State House now, it'll be us. Our generation is tasked with implementing these green energy plans, and by seeing the number of people in this crowd, I think we're going to meet our goal and protect our winters and our state from future extreme weather events. Organizations like I Am Pro Snow or Protect Our Winters are here for communities like us to save the snow sports. I Am Pro Snow has recently introduced a campaign called 100% Committed. Mountains and towns joining this effort to try to resolve the damage we have caused. This February, Whiteface, Gore, and Bel Air, all ski mountains in New York, will be 100% committed to renewable energy by 2030. If our neighbors over in New York can do this, why aren't we? I thank you all for being here today and showing how much the problem our planet faces means to you. Without the support of our generation, it would be very difficult to fix the problems we have caused. I can't wait to see the work as a generation we will be able to complete together. Thank you.
Up next, we have Logan Wedge. But before that, just a quick reminder to any students, speakers, and performers to please come up to the stage. All right, Logan?
Not going to be able to play MP3s? Oh, I can hear it. Yeah. Hey, what's up? They call me Loganic. I'm a sophomore from Harwood High School. Very excited to be here. How's everybody doing? Woo! All right. I write songs. They go out. Nice go. Yo. There's no, oh, there it is, there it is. All right, here we go. Very excited. All right. Just waiting. I made this beat at home upstairs on my computer. Kind of ragtag, but you know. Yo. With the carbon line higher than it's ever been before, I see the need for changing climate needing more and more. Next up isn't finding if the issue's worth the chore. Science unequivocal and plan on the floor, cause the cards take up the table and they point to one thing. Oceans rising, that's the climate change we can bring. Yo, the future could be costly, I know you ain't gotta pay, but when your kids are paying off your bills, the curse their own last name. Put a price on pollution, the killing of the skies. Put a price on the uncaringness of truth over the lies. Give a cost to the companies, politics with their money, in exchange for saying these facts are all fallacies. The problem is Goliath, I'm David upon the stage. When the head of Earth's protection denies its biggest plague, the people with the power are weaklings under the pressure, thinking we don't know they know that the ocean is rose in temperature. Putting the problem off of my generation's expenditure. Too afraid to spend on a future they ain't headed for. Calling me cocky cause I think we changed the climate. Sorry James, they know, but that's backed by science. And you? Criticizing my ego, Mr. Think the world don't matter when you're gone. Best freeload, enemy to anyone who don't support your cause. The NOAACRU, dude, have some balls. Make crazy accusations, pray emails, take your falls. If this planet ends up dead, your kind will be the cause. Now with your man in the White House walls, you can buy over sentence, place bans that break laws. Get away with it all, yeah, I'm sure you'll rise tall. Put your name no scrawl when they talk of Earth's falls. Put a price on carbon, reduce the waste and pain. At this point, we all deserve blame. Put a price on carbon, reaching to the skies. Put a price on the uncaringness of truth over the lies. Give a cost to the companies, politics with their money, in exchange for saying these facts are all fallacies. My fear by the hour grows steeper when I hear that solar power could be cheaper, but near to the center they'll drill deeper. It's clear that the system is no keeper for real. The rest of North America invited the price, not us, even though we at the head of the fight with the most attempts at taxing carbon, but the only country not accepting the bargain, yeah. And it's really quite easy, pressure my government till they appease me. One of the youth in VC, one of the few who speaking freely. Take up the whole battle by myself if it needs be. Greedy enemies I will be felt by these. See, scheming TB personalities I plead thee. Please be ready for my popularity. See, I will be sending my money to defeat thee. So that you flee swiftly, cause I'm panicked for my planet just because I am a resident. Organic and I got better manners than the president. Got more on my mind than your measly little 1%. If you control the system, then we better reinvent. I don't want my leaders through paid induction. Look at our head of education. How's that not corruption? Like, oh my God. Yo. But now I'm straying from my points and just straight ranting. So listen up. This is what you should be understanding. Change is what we need, not just in the climate. Impeachment is an answer. If not, here's the assignment. Yo, help save our dying planet. There are websites made for it. The earth will come back one day no matter what we do. But give your kids the forest. Yo, thank you guys so much for coming out.
Up next, we have Sarah Claus with a slam poem from Champlain Union High School. Real quick, if any of you guys have not made a visit to the youth lobby table, please do. We have really awesome petitions going on to lower the voting age.
Hi everyone, this is a poem entitled What I Promise to Remember. Number one, this is a movement. We are composed of dynamic thoughts. The climate may be changing, but so are we. As sea levels rise, our determination follows. As carbon pollution increases, our numbers grow. We are a generation that will not be subject to the same problems as our parents. We are a generation. We are 1,000 lights in the dark. We are a generation who believe in ourselves and this cause. I think, therefore I am. Therefore we must carry hope. Our aspirations and plans for a better world belong in our toolkits for taking on the ozone layer. These thoughts are intertwined. Number 2, we cannot separate climate change from our individual realities. This shift in the earth is personal, and we will each allow it into our lives. We will each face the same struggle. We will each be beaten down by global warming. And because we are here, and because we are human, we will each rise again. To devote oneself to a cause so thoroughly must become second nature. We must live our lives as activists. We must fight for what is right. But do we stand alone? We are never without solidarity. We find friends in our mutual challenge. We find family in all humankind. Number 3, this is not a losing battle. This is not an unfair fight. This is a march for freedom. This is a chance to save our own lives. We welcome this struggle with open arms. We smile at each twist and turn. Finding optimism in such a pivotal time is to reach for a drink in the desert. But we made that desert, and we will form an oasis. Happiness is a trait of the persistent. We may not be pleased with how things are going, but we are proud to be doing our best. Number 4, there is no finish stretch. We will always be moving the line. Earth is not perfect, nor has it ever been. But our children and our children's children deserve the same air we breathe. They deserve to see thousands of species of frogs in the Amazon. They deserve to make snowmen. There's more to their story, but I'll let them tell it. By the way, it doesn't include plastic water bottles. Number 5, our ancestors worshipped this land. We must learn to do the same. To respect the earth is to respect ourselves. This ecological community includes humans, so we are not exempt. To put the extinction of so many species behind the discomfort of our own, we have created a perception that we are the rulers, that we are the lion pride, but we all exist together. We must live this reality. We must see our reflections in the eyes of a bear. Number 6, the way forward is not always clear, but we can always look back where we've been. The pioneers knew what the Eastern Shore looked like, and thus they began to head west. There have been leaders before us. They are why recycling exists. Therefore, we must dignify their progress by making some of our own. We must forge a path forward, and with every step, we add a piece to the puzzle of where we will be. Number 7, this is a movement. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. We have marched to our Capitol Green to let others hear what we believe in. We will continue this struggle. We will never give up the fight. We are earth shakers and world savers, and we will not be swayed.
All right, up next we have Catherine from 350.
Hello, my name is Catherine. I work at 350 Vermont. I am 23 and never in my life have I seen this. You are giving me hope in life today. Thank you. Woo! Yeah. I am here to just invite you all to the People's Climate March. It's happening in 2 weeks, April 29th. Have you guys heard about it? Yeah. We're going to Montpelier and we're going to DC, all right? So come join us. We need you. We need your power. We need your presence. We need your voice. This is just like so amazing, and we want you with us to march in front and to give us leadership in this climate movement. So please join us here again on the lawn Saturday, April 29th, or down in DC. We're chartering buses. If you're interested, check it out at our booth or go to our website, 350vermont.org. And I'm done. Yay!
Hey all, it's great to see everyone out. I just want to make a quick announcement. There's a youth activism summer camp this summer, August 6th through 13th. It's called Uprise. If you check out uprisecamp.org, you can apply to be part of the camp. It's going to be so fun. There's an arts track, activist track, justice, wilderness, and farming. So check it out. That's uprisecamp.org. Woo!
All right, up next we have another Catherine from Harwood Union doing a slam poem.
It's so good to see so many people here, and there's been so many great acts before me, so many cool ways to express what we're doing here. Thank you so much for coming. This is a poem that was inspired by the last two lines of a Mary Oliver poem, so I'm going to start with those. Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Am I the only one having trouble looking the world around me in the eye, staring down television screens like they are faces, demanding answers? How are we letting this happen? Why haven't we learned better? Why haven't I learned better? I've learned how to wait and to keep my chest open, wait for someone to sing the first right note, take the first jolting step in the right direction. But haven't we all learned how to sing, to walk? Have we all learned to wait too well? The thing is, it all depends. The way a breath depends on where you have learned to make space for it. When a baby breathes, the inhale stretches their whole body like a tiny wave, belly rounded and full as ripe mangoes. When did we learn to breathe pinched and into the shoulder blades? Air flat and on its stomach in the crawl space we've made for it. I am trying to learn to breathe into my belly again. And the entire earth around me is trying to breathe into her belly, out from shoulder blades of metal and concrete. She is trying to lie on her back in the sun and revel in stillness. She is not a thing that can be easily stilled. She is wild and restless, and we are small beneath the thumb of her. But she is not invincible. With each bomb, we pock her face with small scars, the kind you would wonder at but never ask about. Every day, a hot, flashing metal sea is ringing in her eardrums, and from too far away, you could see the edges of her beginning to blur. Her, because I believe there is a reason why one day we all silently decided to call the earth Mother. I remember my mother told me once that the most you can tell about a boy lies in the way he treats his mother. Treat the earth like she is your mother, because always, at the end of the day, it all depends on which flowers remind you most of her. Treat the earth the way you should treat your body, because where else do you have to live? So much depends on the language you speak and the kind of music you feel in your toes. And listen, I know it's impossible to see the whole world at once, to hold onto glaciers that we never actually see receding, or pull exhaust back through tailpipes like a deep inhale. What good can I do with my two waiting hands? There is no perfect answer, but I can offer this. Each time you pour clean water over your body, or smell the life in a body of clean water, you can remember to be grateful, to look the world in the eyes the way you look at someone you love in a world of fragile things. You can remember that sometimes it's okay to forget how to obey rules and to breathe in confined spaces. Remember how much is at stake.
All right, it is now lunchtime. You guys are free to eat your lunch and hang out. Please stay on the lawn and check out our awesome tables. We currently have a scavenger